Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this right here. Kevin Durant coming to the Knicks for Karl Anthony Clown. Wow, this promotion just keeps going, right? We kind of heard rumors about it, but now ESPN is really committed to making this trade happen. This is these guys' job, and I've seen this on Get Up, right? Get Up. It used to be Get Up. You want to watch the show, but just get up and go back to sleep. Is it just me, or is this an AI deepfake show? Because maybe it has something to do with YouTube or something like that, but when I don't watch the show, but I've seen the feed plenty of times, and it looks like AI deepfake. So you know the guy Wendy, who, you know, I don't know what he is. Is he a trans or what? I don't know what man would want to be called Wendy. And this guy, when you watch it, he's blinking like 3,000 miles an hour. Nobody blinks like that. Second, when you really look at these guys, when you look at their mouths and you look at the words coming out of their mouth, it really doesn't, it's not fluid. The words in their mouth isn't connecting together. Now, if you never like paid attention, maybe it really doesn't look like that, and you really hadn't seen it. But if you really look at it, it looks like an AI deepfake generated type of show. And I caught, you know, First Take, they do that too. They do AI deepfake shows. So my point is, ESPN is committed to doing things like this, trying to force trades that no team even said anything about. They're just hearing words and hearing this and hearing that. These fake inside trader experts, these insiders and all this stuff, these guys don't know ish. Especially these guys in this era. They don't know nothing, man. They just need something to talk about, because for some reason, the NBA Finals is not being talked about once again. Not on the high level that it should be talked about. We'll see what happens as the series continues. Will it really be talked about like it's supposed to? Anyway, Karl Anthony Clown is to be traded for Kevin Durant. Is it a good trade or a bad trade? Well, yes, if it was Kevin Durant in his prime, I could see it. This is Kevin Durant done. Kevin Durant is done. And all they talk about with this guy is scoring. This guy can get you buckets. They even want to say Kevin Durant is the second greatest scorer of all time. Now, I want to know who's number one. Who's the number one? I guess they would say Michael Jordan, right? So I don't consider Kevin Durant a better scorer than Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, maybe Jerry West, and a couple other guys. Yes, he's a great scorer in his era, in the no-touch era. Yes, he's pretty decent. But, you know, when they shun people like Wilt Chamberlain just because he played a center position and he played in the paint, it's still points. It's still points. Kevin Durant ain't put up no points like that in the season. Kevin Durant ain't put up no points even close to what Wilt did. Okay? In no way are you going to take Kevin Durant over Kobe to put up, you know, some clutch shots. Hell no. Hell no. So, no, Kevin Durant is not a top 5 scorer to me. He just ain't. He ain't over Elgin Baylor. He's not over a lot of guys, man. I'm just saying he just can't be. Not saying he ain't a great scorer, but you guys got to think in this context, in this weak, soft era, he's able to do what he wants to do. We you know, sometimes can condemn LeBron James for playing in a soft, weak era. Kevin Durant does too. So, of course, it's a bad trade. One of the worst trades, I would say, of all time. And people are like, what are you talking about? Karl Anthony Clowns? So again, that's all they talk about with this guy is offense. He's a poor rebounder. He don't play no defense. As bad as Karl Anthony Towns is on defense, I'd rather take Karl Anthony Towns. As you know, Karl Anthony Towns is a better rebounder, and he's not going to be hurt all the time. That's the biggest thing. You're going to trade, so they would have to give up Karl Anthony Towns and plus, you know, maybe another role player or something like that. Maybe some money. If not that, yes, Phoenix will trade that anytime. Phoenix will trade that anytime. Well, yeah, give us Karl Anthony Towns, and you know we have a future. We have a little bit of a future. I mean, he's not young. He's been in the league for a minute too, but way younger than, you know, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, to me, I'm gonna be honest, and I've done videos on this. This guy looks sick. He looks sick. He looks unhealthy. He's just all gristle and skin and bones and just yucky. He looks sick. And how was determined that is when you go back and look at, this is as skinny as Kevin Durant has ever been. People in general, it's hard for them to lose weight like that as they get older. Okay, maybe if you was, you was fat or something like that, well, overweight, and you lost weight like that, you did it the right way or something like that, you're not gonna look sick. I lost 30 pounds on keto, and I did it the right way. In keto, you're getting all your nutrition and everything like that, but you're not eating all these bad carbs and sugar. That's what really makes you. Whew. Anyways, Kevin Durant, he is skinnier now than he was. Pull up the photos. We already did a video on this. He's skinnier today since he was with Phoenix than he was at Texas, Oklahoma City, the Warriors, in Brooklyn. Yep, he's skinnier now. So somebody got to explain to me, how's he so sickly skinny like that? Can somebody explain that to me? And I've heard, because he injured himself, he got to go through all this, take a whole bunch of chemicals and stuff like that to come back from that horrific injury and blah, blah, blah. I can vibe with that. But why are you sickly skinny? He don't even look like somebody you want to look at without saying, dude, are you something wrong with you? Because this is how dumb people are. People think, oh man, that's just skinny Kevin Durant. No, this ain't skinny Kevin Durant, man. Like I said, go back to Brooklyn, go back to the Golden State, go back to OKC, go back to when he was in Texas. He looks sick now. Like sick. So I don't know that's probably why he don't do much anymore. Besides score. He can't rebound for you. He's not like quick no more like that. All he can do is pull up and shoot. So basically they're promoting, KD to be a circus act like LeBron James' career was, right? And it really has been for KD. With all these stops around the NBA, we always know is the circus takes their talents from town to town, city to city. Well, that's Kevin Durant. He's a circus act. That's all he is. A circus act. A one-trick pony in life. A circus act. That's all he can do. All he can do is score. So all he can do is score. He can't rebound. He can't defend. He's not clutch unless he's front running with another team. He can't lead a team nowhere. They missed. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to put this guy with Jalen Brunson, a guy with no heart. This guy has no heart, no commitment for hard work, and can't play on the grind. He can't grind it out no more like that. Remember, they shut him down for the rest of the season because they weren't going to make the play-in. Devin Booker, Bill, and Durant could not make the play-in, folks. What a joke. I would never want this guy on my team. He's a joke. He's a joke. You don't want this guy around. He's just, if I was a fan paying to go see this NBA today, I wouldn't pay to see him. I wouldn't want him on my team because I know another big thing that's going to happen. He's going to be hurt. He's going to be hurt half the damn season. And then you're going to have Jay. They might even not make the playoffs then. If Karl Anthony Towns is hurt, not Karl Anthony Towns. If Durant is hurt, now Jalen Brunson has to carry that team by himself. And they were even talking about, Kevin Durant coming over for a 1-year contract until, Greek Freak can totally be free from Milwaukee. And then he can come the next year. And Kevin Durant played 1 year with the Knicks. And this is what I'm talking about. I said this before, and I don't mean to hurt any NBA fans' feelings of today, but some of these fans just aren't NBA fans, folks. No. In the 80s and 90s, they would not support this trash. They wouldn't. You would have to actually play hurt. Unless you couldn't walk, really. All these guys were playing hurt back in the day. Because what happened, it would affect your next contract. For some reason, this is the only era, and it might be the 210s, but this is the only era where being hurt does not affect your next contract. Only in this era, these guys can be choke artists in playoff series, never make NBA finals, not even close. Just different things, man. Not make defensive teams. A lot of these great players, so-called great players, where you're superstar players, never make defensive teams. These guys don't play They're always injured. All this stuff, and they're still making this kind of money, guys. We got it. Like, you can keep like trying to dumb yourself down if you want to about, you know, everything surrounding the NBA and about how these guys make all this money, but yet they have to podcast to make money during the season. It's just funny to me, man. It's just funny to me. But like I said, back in the day, you know, you was playing hurt because they were gauging how much you were worth on the next contract and stuff like that. You know, not only if you was hurt, but I'm just saying everything in general. Where you playing, where you're giving effort, where you're playing defense, where you're trying to be a two-way player. A lot of stuff factored into it. Today, for the superstar players, only thing that factors into it is they have to play offense. That's it, folks. That's it. But yet they're trying to tell you that these guys who only play one side of the ball, and these guys who are always taking breaks on the court, don't show up to games, always hurt, are making all this money now. How? So what standards is that? So you're trying to, some people, this is what they'll tell you, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It makes sense if you're dumb, but they'll tell you that the NBA is making more money than it's ever made. And you'll say, well, how? If the ratings are down, people don't buy merch like that no more, and yada, yada, yada. Well, they'll tell you because of the prices of the NBA. And I say, well, okay, that can be true, right? But why would you pay these players that type of money if they're not worth that type of money? That doesn't make any sense to me. And you might say, well, they have agents, they're going to get that money. And then I'll say to you, no, as an owner, I still wouldn't give you the money because you're not worth it. And where else would you go to even make close to, say if I paid you $5 million than what you're making right now. And when I say $5 million less, I'm talking about, you know, say Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant, I think he makes, I heard Kevin Durant makes like 50 million or something like that a year. Really? Kevin Durant makes 50 million for what? For what? So okay, so let's just say Kevin Durant makes 50 million a year. Okay, I don't know if he does or doesn't. He's not worth it to me. But let's just say he makes 50 million a year. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? With these clowns on Get Up, right? I call it go back to sleep because it's just a bunch of clowns, right? So let's just say he makes 50 million a year. I would give him 45 million a year. He's not worth 50 million. Where's he gonna go and get that? And look, again, what it'll do is, and I don't even think I would go that far, but I'm just saying, they couldn't go nowhere else and get that kind of money. They couldn't go nowhere else and get that kind of money. To me, it'll make the league better. It'll make it to where these guys will want to play for their money. Get out there and play for their money and put on a show. That's the biggest part is, it's not really the money, right? It's them going out there and putting on a show by playing defense. A lot of these superstars being two-way players like we had back in the day with the superstars. Like I said, some of these superstars weren't two-way players per se because, you know, didn't make defensive teams, some of them, because you would look and you say, well, who beat them to defensive team? And you say, oh, okay. These are all-time great defenders on these defensive teams, first and second. Today, you don't do that, right? You say, well, who stopped Booker? Who stopped Anthony Edwards? Who stopped Luka? Who stopped Joker? Who stopped Joel Embiid? You know what I'm saying? Who stopped Curry? Who stopped Durant? Who stopped Tatum? Who stopped Jaylen Brown? Who stopped these guys from getting on defensive first or second team? And you look at the names who stopped them, you say, well, who the hell are these guys? These aren't all-time great defenders. So, yeah, if you make these guys earn their money, because this is not earning money, folks. Low managing, not coming to work, not playing no defense, only playing one side of the ball, that's worth 60, 50, 40, 30, 20 million? I don't believe it. And that's why the game is